Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the GVT show. It's your boy Goma Victor Hines, and as always, it's a pleasure to have you here with me. So it is a Sunday, and I don't normally do videos on Sunday, but we're in unprecedented times. We've never had the Champions League or the Europa League in August, but here we are. So I've had to adjust my time schedule as well. So European football is back. Last week, the teams that hadn't played their remaining fixtures of the round of 16 completed the round of 16 fixtures. The Europa League was on as well. However, I'm going to be focusing on the Champions League. This is a Champions League review. Now, before football was called to a halt, the round of 16 games were actually ongoing, and some teams hadn't completed their second legs. Now, on Friday and on Saturday, the round of 16 games were completed. So now we have the quarterfinal set for this upcoming week. Now, Juventus went up against Olympiakos. They had a tough task after the 1-0 defeat in the first leg. They had to come up big in this game. Now, Cristiano Ronaldo turned up. However, his brilliance was not enough. He scored 2 goals on the night. Juventus won the game by 2-1. However, they were knocked out on away goals. Olympiakos got that vital and crucial away goal at the Lyon stadium, and Juventus needed a third goal to go through, which just did not happen. Now, this is the first time not actually the first time, but the first time in a very long time that Cristiano Ronaldo has been knocked out in the round of 16 stage. Now, there were lots of questions over whether he was going to stay or he was going to go. Reports came out a few weeks ago that he wanted to push for a move to PSG, but due to the coronavirus pandemic, he now sees that and deems that as an impossible move due to the financial constraints that are now ongoing. But the Juventus president came out and said he was 100% sure and confident that he's going to stay at the club. Ronaldo came out and just said Juventus have to do better next season. Now, following that defeat, Maurizio Sarri was relieved of his duties. And within no time, before anyone could blink an eye, Juventus announced Andrea Pirlo, a former midfield player for Juventus, as the new Juventus head manager. Now, this is his first stint as a professional manager. Just a week ago, he was appointed as the Juventus under-23 coach. So going up in just a matter of days, that's a big step for Pirlo. Now, we all knew his class as a player, but as a manager, this is a whole different ball game. The question is he going to be able to handle that? Now, we criticize Maurizio Sarri and his playing style, but you also have to criticize the players. Juventus has a lot of old players in that squad, and for a team to go on and win the UEFA Champions League, yes, you need the experience, but you need players who are going to be able to compete with the other teams. You look at a team like Real Madrid that are going young, you're going to go up against a team that is so athletic. You go up against a team like Manchester City. Now, what Juventus needs to do, they brought in Pirlo. I have really high expectations for Pirlo. What Juventus needs to do, they need to bring in the right players. Now, they are bringing in Dejan Kulusevski, who's a very good midfielder, best young player in the Serie A last season. So that is going to be a really good addition to the side. Arthur is coming in, but they need to bring in more upcoming and brilliant players if they want to get their hands on the UEFA Champions League trophy. Now, the other game, Real Madrid up against Manchester City, the highlight game of the round of 16, did not disappoint. Manchester City defeated Real Madrid by a 2-1 scoreline once again. Repeating the first leg scoreline. Raheem Sterling and Gabriel Jesus firing Pep Guardiola's team into the quarter-finals. It was a really good game. I have to say, quality recognizes quality. Manchester City came into this game. Real Madrid gave them exactly what they wanted, and it was a really good and quality game. I enjoyed that game. I have to say, there were really no hard feelings. There were really no hard feelings that game. I just enjoyed. You can easily pick a side in the UEFA Champions League game, but I sat down and just really appreciated the talent and the quality that was on display. So Real Madrid off to the quarterfinals. Manchester City off to the quarterfinals. Real Madrid knocked out for yet the second year running from the round of 16. Now, I have to say, things are turning around. Zinedine Zidane is turning things around. Now, if he can get Hazard back to his best, the Hazard that we know him to be, and then bring in other. Well, I don't think Real Madrid actually need other players, do they? I think what they need to do is work with the team they have. I think towards the end of this season, we really saw that what Real Madrid are actually possible. I mean, can actually potentially get into, if that makes sense. The kind of team that we expect them to be. You have the likes of Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr., Valverde. So I think Real Madrid is actually really set for next season. They have really good for next season. If they can get Eden Hazard playing to back playing to his best, then I think Real Madrid have a really good chance of coming back next season in the UEFA Champions League. Now we head on to Saturday, where Bayern Munich went up against Chelsea. Now following up that 3-0 victory over Chelsea in London, they defeated Frank Lampard's side by 4-1 in Bayern Munich, at Bayern Munich. So Robert Lewandowski, 2 goals and 2 assists. I think the cancellation of the Ballon d'Or will be one that he is going to remember this year. 2020 will go down in his memory because this year he 100% deserves to win the Ballon d'Or, or deserved to win the Ballon d'Or. He's been an absolute beast. He's just run that Bayern Munich attack. I have to say, he scored ridiculous goals. He's just 5 goals shy of Cristiano Ronaldo's Champions League record for most goals scored in a single season, which is 17, and he's up to 13 right now. So I think Robert Lewandowski will always remember 2020. You know, I've watched him for very many years, and I have to say he's been underrated, and the year where he would actually be able to get the recognition that he deserves, there's no Ballon d'Or. So I really feel for him, but if he can get his hands on the UEFA Champions League trophy, then I think that could be perhaps a bigger plus. So they defeated Chelsea by 4-1, aggregate score 7-1. This is the second time they've beaten a London club by a 7-goal margin over 2 legs. If you remember, in the group stages, they defeated Tottenham Hotspur by 7-1 over 2 legs. So I think Bayern Munich just loves playing a London club. And I think we all remember what happened when Arsenal were last in the UEFA Champions League. So Bayern Munich off the quarterfinals. Then we had Napoli up against FC Barcelona. Now, I told a lot of my friends that in this game, the difference was going to be Lionel Messi. And Lionel Messi turned up once again, a little bit of Messi magic. A brilliant goal. Lenglet scored, who was on the score sheet as well. You had Luis Suarez, who scored as well from the penalty spot, and Insigne scored for Napoli on the penalty spot. It was 3-1 on the day and 4-2 on aggregate. I have to say, it wasn't that much of a feisty game that I expected it to be. I think I really wanted it to be much more closer than it was. However, FC Barcelona came in there, got the job done, and just followed. I think this is the first time that I watched FC Barcelona ever since Quique Setien came back, and ever since the restart. I was like, okay, they're actually a pretty good side, you know, and that is surprising because we all expect FC Barcelona to be a magnificent side, and for me to come and say they're actually a pretty good side, that's underwhelming. That just speaks volumes of what FC Barcelona are at the moment. However, they got the job done and are off to the quarterfinals. Now, this is how the quarterfinal looks like, and we have games all throughout this week. Now on Wednesday, Atlanta take on PSG. That ought to be a goal fest. Atlanta, one of the highest scoring teams in Europe this season, and we all know what PSG is all about. They have superstars, Neymar, Icardi, Di Maria. Now of course, Mbappe is injured, but that doesn't take off all the shine of the superstars that are still in that team. So that ought to be a feisty game with lots of goals. Then on Thursday, we have RB Leipzig taking on Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid knocked out European champions Liverpool. RB Leipzig knocked out Tottenham Hotspur. This time there is no Team of Wonder, so I think it's going to be kind of even, but I do think that Atletico Madrid is going to edge RB Leipzig to the semi-final. Then on Friday, the big one, Bayern Munich up against FC Barcelona. This ought to be interesting. Lionel Messi up against Robert Lewandowski. Two very good sides, two sides who have conquered Europe before and will be hoping to get to the semi-final stage and possibly go on to win the competition. Then on Saturday, we have Manchester City taking on Olympique Lyon. Manchester City, Olympique Lyon, you have to give them props for knocking out Juventus. So they shouldn't sit on their laurels. We shouldn't overlook them. They could come up and shock Manchester City. I think we all know how inconsistent they've been this season. But I have to say that ought to be an interesting game as well. UEFA Champions League games are interesting, so I can't wait for those ones. Now the Europa League is on this week as well, and the exciting fact is that we have games all through from Monday to Saturday. Now tomorrow we have Manchester United taking on Copenhagen, and we have Inter Milan taking on Bayer Leverkusen. That is a big game. Then on Tuesday we have Sevilla taking on Wolves and Shakhtar Donetsk playing FC Barca. So that is your schedule for this week. Football from Monday to Saturday. So that'll be interesting and I can't wait for it. Now, let's wait for Football Week European Fest. So for now, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. For now, peace out. See you next time.